Hey, this is Dr. Garcia, and I will be discussing about the immunity and the immune system. So this is just a brief lecture to give you an overview of this particular system. It aims to give you an understanding of the immune system. So as I mentioned earlier, it's only a brief overview. The details for the immune system will be discussed in your physiology, possibly your anatomy class also, or your other classes in internal medicine later on. It's important that we know the different types of immunity, specifically active versus passive immunity, and the difference between natural and acquired immunity. So you can understand the public health perspective that comes with knowing about how to develop immunity. We will also be discussing the concept of herd immunity and its importance in preventing outbreaks. Down our objectives for this lecture. We'll first be discussing the immune system, what is immunity, its types, and the antigen and antibody interface, or how the human body does battle. Now, your immune system is a system of sophisticated defense mechanisms that have been developed ever since the beginning of time, which aims to protect the host from microbes and other pathogens. It has three key properties. First, it has a very diverse repertoire or multitude of antigen receptors, enabling recognition of pathogens. Immune memory, which allows the system to mount immune responses at any given time. And immunologic tolerance, which is its ability to avoid damaging your normal tissues. Or basically, it ensures that your body doesn't attack itself. Immunity, it is basically the ability of the body to tolerate itself as well as eliminate foreign materials. It basically is the provision of protection from infection. Now, there are types of immunity, different two types in particular, namely your innate and adaptive immunity. Now, depending on the source, they may actually also identify active and passive immunity as a type of immunity. But actually, these are mechanisms. They specifically pertain to mechanisms of immunity under the adaptive immunity. So what are the differences? So basically, your innate immunity is the inherent part of the immune system. It's natural, it's non-specific, and it is the immune system we've inherited from our ancestors even before. So it's present at birth, and its response is usually immediate or short term. So part of this innate immunity are your physical barriers like your skin and your phagocytes and natural killer cells. So these are basically the soldiers in your immune system that respond first to any foreign object. Now, if there are specific foreign objects or pathogens that invade your body, this is where your adaptive immunity comes in. So this is the more specific um, aspects of your immunity, as it has your immunological memory. It confers long-lasting protection from the infection, and it's usually acquired from exposure to a pathogen. It is composed of your B cells, which form your antibodies, your T cells, and your memory formation for the various infections. Now, in order to get adaptive immunity, you have your active and passive mechanisms of immunity. So when you say active, this is where you incite your body to generate your immune response. So any mechanism like your vaccination, it confers long-lasting protection as well, and it involves the production of antibodies. Whereas your passive mechanism is where you receive antibodies. So these are preformed or already completed antibodies to certain substances, and it confers immediate protection but is only short term. An example of this is your antibody injections, or in the case of babies, it's maternal transfer. Focusing on two types of immunity, namely your active and your passive. So again, your active immunity is acquired by exposure to antigens, while your passive immunity is acquired without challenging the immune system or without mounting an immune response. So here in this picture, an example of your active immunity is when your body contracts a disease and produces memory cells for that particular disease. Another form of immunity, which is your passive, is when you, again, as mentioned, is when you get your antibodies from your mother through the placenta or breast milk. While another active form of or mechanism of getting immunity is through your vaccination, wherein you introduce antigens. And lastly, another form of passive immunization or passive immunity can be gained from the passive or passive receipt of antiserum with antibodies from another host, such as in immunoglobulin transfusions. Now, note in this picture that it's further classified as whether it's natural or artificial. So, artificial means include your vaccination and your transfusion, whereas your natural means involve mainly exposure to pathogens or transfer of antibodies. Care workers, it's important for us to discuss the artificial active aspect of giving immunity or boosting immunity. So in order for us to do that, we have to understand the antigen-antibody interface or how the immune system reacts. So basically, an antigen is a marker that tells your immune system whether something is foreign or not, whether it's a pathogen, a bacteria, a virus, or a fungi that invades your body. So it's basically something that identifies foreigners that invade or that enter your body. Now, it's basically acts as a name tag or sort of, in your case, as med students, it's your uniform that identifies whether or not something is foreign or possibly intrusive to the body. So these can be either live or inactivated portions, proteins or sugars, or a string of amino acids. On the other hand, antibodies are the substances or protein molecules that the body produces that recognizes and binds to the antigen. It has distinct antigen binding sites to every antigen. So in this particular diagram, this is actually not how an actual antibody looks like, but it's basically a rough structure of how an antibody would function. So you have your constant region and your variable region. So your variable region is where your antigen binding site is. This is the part that identifies the pathogens and then transmits that information through the constant region, and this particular region of the antibody then interacts with portions of your immune system to mount an immune response. To note that these antigen binding sites operate in a lock and key model in which antigenic determinants are very specific to the antigen binding sites. In this diagram, if you notice, the shapes of the antigen binding sites are very specific to the antigen themselves. So it's really a very specific way of identifying your pathogens. Further reinforce this concept in this particular picture, as you can see, the antibodies are very specific to, like, say, your measles, your flu, your chickenpox, because the immune response for each of them is different. However, if there is a new pathogen, the body has to then produce a new antibody to defeat it. Fluids are overview of the immune system. For our next lecture, we will then look at how the concepts discussed go into how immunization has a very vital role in boosting immunity and the public health aspect of immunization. Here are my references. Special acknowledgement to Dr. Jennifer Niles and Dr. Penny Adversarios lecture slides. And if there are any questions, you may email me in the email ad presented here. And please evaluate this lecture through the QR code. Thank you and good day.